Hey, I'm Llama Gucci from Ashijima's farm and you're watching Disney Channel.
Hey. So I don't normally add to my intro, but I've been meaning to change up some things in order for monetization and stuff like that, so I hope you don't mind. Of course, feel free to skip ahead since I'm not gonna be saying anything important. But anyway, I really wanted to say thank you for all the comments, feedback, and just overall the support. A month and a half ago I wouldn't have figured that I'd have 8,700 subscribers, but you guys have just given me endless support and I'm so grateful for that, so thank you. Lastly, this is a 4-part series and I have pre-written them. I just need to edit them and I'll be done, so look out for that. Okay, on with the video now.
Akashi. Help. Bakuto-san? Is everything okay? No, it's not. What happened? I can't explain it over text. I need you to come over. Now? Yes. Damn it, I just sat down to watch some AOT. Please Kashi, it's an emergency. Fine, I'll be there in 20. Yay ty. Akashi rushed to Bakuto's front door and rang the bell frantically. He hoped everything was okay inside those 4 walls, but more importantly he was hoping Bakuto hadn't done anything illegal that he might have to be an accomplice for. The door opened swiftly, revealing a very fretful Bakuto holding what looked like a Barbie doll in his hand. Kashi. Bakuto-san, what's wrong? You didn't do anything illegal, did you? No. Nothing illegal, trust me. Then? Come inside first. Okay. What's that in your hand? Oh, it's a doll. Yeah, I can see that. Why do you have it though? It's not mine. Akashi relaxed his shoulder. That's a relief. Oh. Come with me. Sure. Bakuto quickly walked to his living room with Akashi following behind, who eerily enough felt like he was walking into a horror movie. Bakuto-san. Akashi firmly muttered in the calmest tone he could possibly muster in that moment. Yes. Why is there a little girl in your living room? Akashi turned around to the nerve-wracked boy in front of him with one of his eyebrows raised. Well, it's a funny story. Don't tell me you kidnapped her. No, I did not kidnap her. Then? Well, this girl is the daughter of one of my mom's close friends. And long story short, my mom was supposed to babysit her today, but she had to leave for a work thing, so now she's here with me. Okay, but what does that have to do with me? Well, Bakuto rubbed the back of his neck sheepishly and Akashi's eyes widened as realization hit him like a ton of bricks. No, I did not just run all the way here for this. Don't tell me the big emergency is helping you babysit. Bingo. I'm going home. Wait, Akashi, no. I am not spending my last day of spring break babysitting a kid. Please Kashi, you can't leave me alone with her. Bakuto turned his head to the blonde girl timidly sitting on the couch with a frown on her face. No offense. I don't know the first thing about babysitting. And what makes you think I do? Nothing, it's just I've tried everything but nothing's making her crack. Bakuto-san, she's not an egg that you can crack. I know, but I don't know what to do. Please Kashi, you've got to help me, I'm completely lost here. Akashi let out an irritated sigh as he ran a hand through his hair, tugging at the ends. I mean, look at her face, how could you say no to that? It was at that moment Akashi realized that he'd made 2 of the biggest mistakes in his life. The first one being replying to Bakuto's texts, the second one being looking at the frowning girl in front of him who looked like she wanted to be anywhere but here. God, I can't believe I'm doing this. OMG, is that an yes? Unfortunately. Yay. Thank you so much Kashi, I promise this'll be the last time I'll ask you for help. I highly doubt that, but whatever. If you know me too well. Now do your magic on her. What magic? Other thing you do where you spend 5 minutes with someone and they instantly start talking to you like you've been best friends for years. I think you're confusing me with you. No, I've seen you get along so well with kids like Oiko's nephew or Hinata's sister. You left me alone with those 2 and I had to put up with an hour of them arguing over which Power Ranger was the best. Still. Fine, I'll see what I can do. That's the spirit, you can do this Kashi. Akashi rolled his eyes and took a deep breath before walking towards the little girl. He kneeled down in front of her so that they were at an eye level and flashed a small smile at her. Hey there. Akashi spoke slowly, his tone slightly sweetened to appease the girl. The girl didn't say anything but shifted her eyes to the ground, avoiding eye contact. I'm Akashi, and you? Imiko. The girl replied, her voice barely a whisper. Akashi internally sighed. Contrary to his best friend's beliefs, he was generally awkward around anyone and everyone. He didn't know how much of a help he could really be, but he was willing to give it a few more tries. Ask her if she wants to do anything. Bokuto whispered, shouted as if the girl couldn't hear him. Do you want to do or play something? The girl fiddled with her fingers almost like she wanted to say something but couldn't. We can do anything you want. This made the girl look up at him with a slight glint in her eyes. Anything? Akashi smiled. Finally I caught her attention. Anything. Like a tea party. A what? Sure. Akashi swiveled his head to Bokuto, who had a huge grin plastered in his face. His eyes widened and he gestured for him to keep going with his hands. What is a tea party? For the first time that day the girl smiled, her grey eyes twinkling in delight. I'll show you. Of course. This was going better than he had expected. But something left him confused. If all it took was for him to ask her if she wanted to play anything, why didn't Bokuto just do that in the first place? Oh well, it's Bokuto after all.
Oh, yay.
So how does this work? They were at Bokuto's patio, standing across a perfectly flourished set of chairs around a white table surrounded by a garden full of flowers. Do you have stuffed animals? Akashi turned to Bokuto with furrowed eyebrows. Do you? Yeah, I'll go get them. Akashi raised an eyebrow, slightly amused, and Bokuto's eyes widened. They're from when I was like 6, it's not like I sleep with them or anything. I'm not judging. Akashi chuckled and Bokuto scurried out of the area, his face as red as a tomato. Once Bokuto had gotten back, Emiko gave a nod before asking for other utensils like teacups, spoons, plates, etc., which Bokuto complied to with no complaints. However, once she saw the utensils set on the flourished table, she pouted. What's wrong? I wanted something a bit more gua. Gua? I think she means fancy. But I can't give her the fancy stuff. Mum will kill me if she finds out I touched her chinas without her permission. That's a fair point. Akashi sighed and looked at the girl with a little smile on the curve of his lips. Bokuto doesn't have anything fancy, is that okay? Oh. It's just Penelope likes drinking out of fancy cups. Penelope? Emiko extended out her hands to reveal a lamb-shaped plushie. Oh. How about this? Penelope gets a fancy one and the rest drink out of regular ones? Akashi looked back and forth between Bokuto and the little girl with a nervous smile. That's okay with me. But Akashi. It's just one cup, Bokuto-san, and besides I'm here to see that nothing goes wrong. Fine. Bokuto sighed and sauntered back to the kitchen in hopes of finding one that would satisfy the girl. This was going to be a long day. Why does Akashi get to be a princess and I'm a stupid butler? Bokuto grumbled to himself as he walked into the room with a kettle in his hand full of what was supposed to be tea but really was just water. However, nothing could have prepared him for the sight he was about to see. He slowly walked to the table, his eyes trailing the unfamiliar face in front of him. Akashi's hair was pulled into a pair of pigtails, or a failed attempt at that, surrounded by the 2 pink hair clips that were once on the little girl's hair. Bokuto bit the inside of his cheek to prevent from laughing. Oh, my god. Don't you dare. Akashi squinted at him, his gunmetal blue eyes peering at the widened golden ones in front of him. Okashi, you're such a pretty princess. Bokuto teased as Akashi glared at him, feeling his cheeks heat up. Isn't he? Both of them looked at Emiko, who had a grin on her face while holding onto a fancy teacup. Yeah. Bokuto stuttered out, still trying not to laugh, though deep down he couldn't help the strange feeling looming in the pits of his stomach. I'm feeling a little thirsty. Could you bring some tea over to me, butler? Akashi smirked, emphasizing on the word butler, earning a glare from Bokuto. Can I have some too? Bokuto huffed as he lazily poured some tea into Akashi's cup, then Emiko's, and finally into the cups of the numerous stuffed animals that were occupying the other chairs. Just like that, the two of them spent their time listening to the little girl rave about all the tea parties she'd been to and how hers was always the best. Akashi couldn't help but notice that as time passed by, Emiko had gotten more talkative and even Bokuto was getting along with her. A smile appeared on the crevices of his lips as he found himself actually having fun.
Oh, yay.
You have to pop it. Like this? Bokuto swerved his hips to the left with one hand out. Yes. Kachi, now you lock it. Like this silly. Emiko grabbed Akashi's right arm and twisted it in a robot motion. Now we dance. I don't know what to do. Emiko face-palmed and let out a cute sigh. I'll show you. Emiko pressed play and Hannah Montana's Hoedown Throwdown had once again started blasting through the speakers. It was the third time they had attempted to pop it, lock it, polka dot it, and they were already worn out. This is not what I signed up for when I agreed to watch Hannah Montana. Bakuto grumbled as he attempted to pop his hips out. Me neither. Akashi sighed, trying to follow Emiko's lead. Okay, now we go right. Now left. Now right. And a left. I give up. Bakuto put his hands up and rushed to sit down on the couch. Come on and dance, silly. She grabbed his arms and dragged him out to the floor once again. But I don't wanna. Akashi lightly chuckled as he watched the little girl twist Bakuto's arm in all kinds of shapes. The mighty ace can't dance to Hoedown Throwdown? Upon hearing that, Bakuto's eyes shined as he puffed his chest in a mighty manner. Oh is going down alright. Bakuto-san. Akashi glared at the other, moving closer to him before whispering in his ear. You can't say that around a child. I'm sorry, it just slipped. Just don't do that again. Akashi sighed at the pouting owl in front of him. Suddenly they heard a little laugh coming beside them and both turned to the little girl in front of them. Kachi, you sound like my mum. This time it was Bakuto's turn to laugh. Yeah, Kachi, you're such a mum. Akashi crossed his arms and gave Bakuto an unamused face. If I'm the mum, then what are you? The child? Bakuto scoffed, feeling slightly offended. I am not a child. Sure. I am not. No, you're the daddy. Bakuto-san, don't. But. No, there's an actual child present. Fine. But you gotta admit you thought of the same thing. No, I was thinking poor mum. That's so mean. You call it mean, I call it the truth. Bakuto was about to retort back to Akashi's clearly falsified claim when they heard Emiko. What's this? Both of them turned to the girl who had been standing in front of Bakuto's glass cupboard. They walked to her and looked at what she was pointing to. A smile formed on Bakuto's face as he stared at the framed picture of the entire Fukurodani team standing with pride as Bakuto held onto a bronze trophy, one that was once the most coveted in his life. Spring into her. Ha? Oh sorry, it was when my volleyball team won a big match. Whoa, that's so cool. Right. I remember that. Day 345th of Kotero Bakuto's daily crisis. Akashi. I'm kidding. One day I'm going to be famous and you'll show me more respect. Bakuto huffed, earning an eye roll from Akashi. You're gonna be famous? Yes. Does that mean you'll meet Hannah Montana? You're so cool, Bo. Bakuto arched his eyebrows as a smirk plastered across his face. I am undie. Akashi shook his head, heaving a sigh as he watched the both of them gush over how cool Bakuto was. Soon the doorbell rang, disrupting their conversation, and Bakuto's eyes widened. I'll go get it. Hey Misaka. Hey Bakuto. I'm so sorry this happened, I didn't know I had to meet up with my group members until the last minute. The girl furrowed her eyebrows in fret as she fiddled with the strands of her long flaxen hair. That's fine. I had some help anyway, so it was pretty fun. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I know Emi can be really hard to work with since she's pretty shy and all. You'd be surprised. Bakuto chuckled before turning his head. Kashi, her sister's here. So you have school during spring break? No, we have a project due tomorrow and we just got it done today. Oh yikes. Yeah, definitely do not suggest last minute work. The girl nervously laughed and Bakuto nodded. However, a few moments later he noticed that her eyes had widened as she stared at something behind him, causing him to turn around. Akashi entered the room with Emiko giggling and chattering by his side until they walked up to the other two in the room. Misa. The little girl ran up to her sister and hugged her leg tightly. Did you have a good time? The best. Wow, that's a first. She never really gets along with strangers, so I'm surprised she had fun with you. Misaka smiled at Akashi. Yeah, she didn't really get along with this owl in the start. Akashi laughed, earning a glare from Bakuto. We did get along. Yeah, towards the end. Shush. Thank you for helping us out. No problem, it was our pleasure. Oh, I'm Misaka, by the way. She extended her hand out to Akashi, who shook it in return. Kiji, nice to meet you. You too. Do you go to school with Bakuto? Yeah, I'm a second year though. Oh cool, me too. Suddenly Bakuto's phone began ringing from the living room. It must be my mum, I'll be back. Both of them nodded as they continued to chat. By the time Bakuto came back, the room had fallen silent and he found Akashi standing there all alone. Oh, did they leave already? Yeah. Bakuto's eyes trailed down to the dazed look in Akashi's eyes. What's wrong? Well, Misaka just gave me her number. Horizontal ellipsis. What? We were just chatting and then all of a sudden she gave me her number asking me to text her sometime. What the hell? It's not that big of a deal though. That's true, you can always ignore her. I guess, but I think I'll text her. Oh. Yeah, it'll be rude not to. Even though Bakuto had tried not to care about Akashi's intent, something in the back of his mind taunted him endlessly. Is that the only reason you want to text her, Akashi? Anyways, mum will be home soon, wanna hang around until then? Sure. What do you wanna do? Wanna keep watching the movie? Don't tell me you love Hannah Montana now. Akashi smirked, earning a glare from the other. I do not. I just wanna see if she ends up with the dude. Aha. I'm not lying. I never said you were. Bakuto pouted, earning a chuckle from Akashi, who took a seat right next to him on the couch. Though everything seemed okay on the surface, there was still this nagging feeling at the pits of his stomach. What the hell is wrong with my stomach, and why do I feel it churn every time I think about that girl and Akashi together?
Oh, yay.
Mental breakdown. Central group chat. Bokuto added Kirusta Sexikoa Saltishima. I can almost see it. That dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying, shut the fuck up. Tsuki, stop ruining the mood. It's the sole purpose of why I breathe. That's funny coming from someone who is the human embodiment of carbon monoxide. Yes, I agree, because I totally know what that means. To be called poison? That's a compliment I'll always be thankful for. Goodbye. Wait, why'd you make this GC? He probably wanted to have some bro time. You don't say that ever. Or does it make you uncomfortable, bromy? I'm leaving. Wait. The reason why I added you guys is because I'm having an existential crisis. All the more reasons to leave. Emo mode? No, but sorta I'm sad. Where TF is Akashi and why aren't you crying to him? Mean, and it's about him. Bro, I got you. Bro. So what's up? Okay, so Kashi and I were babysitting this kid, right? Kids. Amen. Yes, but OMG, Akashi is so good with kids, like you won't believe it. Oh, I believe it. I feel like you were insulting me, but whatever. Anyways, her sister comes to pick her up and guess what happened? She was hot? No. She hit on you? Nuh-uh. She filed a restraining order against you? No. She gave Akashi her phone number. Damn, look at her making moves. Ugh, hate when that happens. You guys are missing the point. She gave him her number. Who TF does that? Someone who wants to get in his pants? Sexikoa and Kirusta liked a message. Isn't that disgusting? Not really. Bro, you sound jealous. What? I'm not jealous. Why would you even think that? Because you are. But I'm not. If anything, I'm more surprised you aren't dating. Are you guys delusional? I mean, you both literally act like a couple. We don't. Yes, you do. Even the shrimp asked the team if y'all were dating, so. Akashi and I don't like each other. And I don't like attention. Look, bro, I got the best idea. Oh god. Stfu, it's one of the greatest ideas to have existed, I'm telling you. I refuse to believe that. Anyways, wanna hear it? Yes. So I'm gonna run a hypothetical scenario with you and you're gonna tell me the first thing that pops in your head, okay? Oh, okay. Yep, this is gonna be a disaster. When in doubt, just say D. This is exactly why your ass is failing. Nah, that's just one of the million reasons why he's failing. I did not sign up to be bullied. Anyways, I'ma start now. Alright. Okay, so picture this, it's a Saturday, you've had a long week. So you sit down on the couch and hope to binge watch the entire Marvel universe in one day. Oh yes. Then your dad calls you up to the kitchen, he points to a piece of paper and asks you what it is, and you tell him it's a paper. He shakes his head and says it's a disappointment because turns out he found out that you failed math, and so long story short, you're now studying pre-calc with him on the kitchen table. What in the hell? This sounds too real and I don't like it. How many peanut butter and crack sandwiches have you had? Maybe like 2, but that's besides the point. So you're studying with your dad, he's yelling at you and you're on the brink of crying. But now comes the fun part. What? The doorbell rings, so you run to go get it. You open the door to see these 2 cuties. Kirooster sent 2 attachments. And they wanna spend the rest of the day with you, but you can only hang out with one. Who will you choose? Is that Teruhashi from? Shush. I say threesome. That's not even an option. I guess Akashi? Oh. Interesting. Why? Because that girl is considered the most perfect person in the entire universe and you chose Akashi. That doesn't mean anything, I just don't know her well enough. Sure. Moving on. So now you're out with Akashi, suddenly you'll run into this pretty maiden and she asks you out on a date. What do you do? Kirooster sent an attachment. Horizontal ellipsis. Horizontal ellipsis. Literally die. You've never been prettier, my guy. Your existence should be a crime, I swear to God. Because I'm too sexy? No, because you're fucking annoying. Or it's a shame you can't join the pretty setter squad. I'd rather choke on my own foot. Kinky. So? I'd probably gag. I hate all of you. Now you know what it's like to be bullied. In your case, bullying is okay. How dare you? Okay, now backtrack. What will you do if she asks Akashi out? Feel sorry for her. What if Akashi likes her back? Question his tastes? This is coming from a dude who literally looks like a Morphe brush. Oops, someone's had too much salt in their system. I was born this way. Okay, Stfu Lady Gaga. Now lem rephrase this. How would you feel if Akashi liked her and agreed to go on a date with her? Not so thrilled? Why? IDK. You know why? No, IDK. Yeah, okay. IDK. Okay, what if things escalate and they become a couple? Angry. Because you're jealous she might steal him from you? Yeah. In a friendly way? No. Eyes. Saltishima sent an attachment. Okay, so I'm starting to think that I might be having some feelings for him. No shit. Ugh, it's no use though. Why not? Because he's straight? Did he tell you that? No, but. Then why are you assuming? Because. IDK. Look bro, all you gotta do is tell him how you feel. If only it was that simple. You open your stupid owl mouth 24/7 and you can't even tell him your feelings? Mean. But no, I can't. Are you afraid of being rejected? More like I don't want to ruin our friendship. Well, you're gonna be staying in the friend zone if you don't step up your game. Oof. Don't worry, Akashi wouldn't just turn his back on you, it'll be okay. Sigh. Okay, I guess I'll tell him how I feel tomorrow. Yay. You got this, bro. TY bro. Great, now can I leave? No, because you need to keep up with my daily life crisis until I confess to Kashi. I hate my life. We love you too. 3 people liked a message. Bakuto turned off his phone for a moment and took in a deep breath. He could not believe he liked his best friend, or in better words, he could not believe he actually admitted to that. Bakuto had a list of everything he wanted to do in his life, but he certainly didn't expect that confessing to Kiji Akashi would be one of them. Maybe tomorrow will be the day I tell him how I feel.